In this lesson, we're going to explore how to make different patterns with circles and squares. So let's say I want to buy 7 items. How many ways can you represent the quantity 7? So what are different ways that you can say 7 or show someone 7? Think about this and then pause the video and then add your answer and some examples as a comment on this slide. So now you're going to be doing an activity, and you can do this with a partner or on your own, but you're going to figure out how many different patterns you can make with 3 place values using only circles and squares. So I want you to make a copy of this slide deck for your workspace, and then change the share settings so that anyone with the link can edit. And then send a link to your partner if you're working with a partner. And when you're done, you're going to attach a link to your slide deck as a comment on this slide so that we can look at each other's work. And here are 2 of the patterns to get you started. And how many can you find? So how many patterns can you make with circles and squares using only 3 place values? So here's one pattern: circle, circle, circle. That's 3 place values. And then circle, square, circle is another different combination using 3 place values. So when you click on this link, it'll ask you to make a copy of the activity. And then I have some instructions on how to change the share settings so that we can all see each other's work. So the first thing you would do is click on this share button up here. And then it's going to say to change the link. So I want you to click that. And then we want anyone with the link. Okay, so anyone with the link. And we're going to make it edit. So anyone with the link can edit. That way I can add comments on your slide as well. And then you'll go ahead and copy this link. And that's the link that you'll attach as a comment on the slideshow. And that's the link that you'll send to your partner if you're working with a partner on this activity. And so I've listed out the instructions on that slide and then on this slide. You'll put your partner names or just your name. And then you'll come up with how many patterns you can make using 3 place values. And then once you figure that out, you'll put that answer up here. And so these are draggable things. So I can just start, right? I have 3 place values, and that's one pattern. Now, the thing is, it doesn't matter if the circles and squares are in horizontal or vertical fashion. It wouldn't be 2 different patterns. So if I put these all vertically, it still would be the same pattern. So we're not going to count different orientations of how they're oriented on the slide. We're just going to look at the order of the circles and squares. Okay, so give that a try. Figure out how many different patterns you can come up with, and then go to the next slide, read the instructions, go to the next slide, do the activity, and then when you're done, copy that link again and put it back on this slide right here. So welcome back and congratulations, you just invented your own number system. So instead of using the symbols 0 through 9, you created a number system using the symbols for circle and square. And so you were able to see that using only 2 symbols, circles and squares, and 3 digits, you could come up with 8 different patterns. So that could, in theory, represent 8 different numbers. When you used 4 placeholders, you should have come up with 16 different patterns. So just using 2 different symbols, circles and squares, we could represent 16 different numbers, right? When we had 4 place values. So I want you to think about this, and how is counting in this circle square system similar to how we count in our regular lives? And how is it different? And add your thoughts as a comment on this slide.